In my book, I talk about development is not a department. It's not like the finance department, quality assurance department. Overall encompassing thing is part of it. Anybody know the number one reason why people give money? Number one reason why people give money. Huh? They're asked. Exactly the second reason. What's the first reason why people give money? Yes?
Because they feel connected with your
Feel
organization.
connected? I agree with that. What else? Number one reason in this country, based upon actual research, why people give money. Feel good? Getting close? What else? Yes?
Because they care.
Because they care? You getting closer? It's right on the tip of your tongue. Because they want to. They want to. We make it seem like pulling teeth. People give money because they actually like to. Now, there's a few I got to give to Harry because Harry's going to ask me and my wife. There's that. People give money because they want to. Number two is because they've been asked. It's amazing when you say, why did you give? You say, well, somebody asked me. It's like, oh my God. Right? I've been asked. We don't want to ask anybody. We'll just, we'll say our prayers and hope that just God's over in North Jersey this day on the moving the satellites around, just dropping money down to us, right? There are two extremely important reasons and changes in philanthropy. From the old to the new. And that if you incorporate this, you will dramatically enhance your opportunity for success. They are as follows. People no longer give to the stress. They give to success. Now, you may be under the stress, but that can't be the reason why you're asking for money. It may be why you need money, but it's not going to sell well. People give to success. Number two is people do not give to your needs anymore. They give to opportunities. So the whole mindset of untapping your philanthropic success is a change of the way we think. It's not about our needs. We need a new theater, we need a new emergency room, we need a new community health center. It's not about what we need anymore. It's not about us. I thought about kind of going around the room this morning asking all of you, why you're raising money. And I was trying to think about how many of you would have told me you're raising money to make a difference in the lives of others. I would imagine many of you probably would have talked about your organizational needs. And yet you go through the same process year after year, sitting in a development meeting, thinking about where's your gala, who are you going to honor, who's going to go to your golf, who's chairing it, what club, how much you're going to charge, what are you giving out a prize, where's your wine tasting, anybody's going to come, over and over again. How many of you spend 85% of your time chasing 15% of the money? Is that a truism? No? Sometimes it is, right? Okay. One of the things I talk about in the book is that people have the tendency to think that philanthropy is different from the rest of the organization. It's like, when your back is having a problem, you often go to a chiropractor. You may not want to, orthopod, but what do they do when you go to a chiropractor? What are they supposed to do? Adjust you. And it's also called alignment, right? What do you do when you drive your car down the street and the ride's a little rough and it's bumpy? What do you do with it? Come on, auto guy. Your car needs an alignment. Right? Am I wrong here? Okay, all right. Wasn't, By the way, John thinks I'm a big Rutgers fan. He's a Notre Dame fan. He's probably wearing Go Irish underwear on today. Socks. We have a tendency to think that fundraising is something here, while we're doing everything else. There are 4 key ingredients, 4 key factors that go into enhancing and untapping your philanthropic success. How effective is your board? How engaged is your board? Michael and I had lunch yesterday. We're talking about a new symposium coming up at Bergen College. We have an annual symposium, great stuff. We're told one of the biggest obstacles we have here is we don't do a good job of engaging our boards. Do we? I don't know, do we? Here's what I found. I find sometimes you have the greatest people on our boards, and we ask them to leave their common sense and intelligence at the door. You find that? Is that right? Raise your hand. I feel like I'm here talking French. Michael, come on, help me out here. Is that true? Why is that? Come on, help me out. I know why it is, but
They don't know what's expected of them.
they don't know what's expected of them. Exactly. So they don't know what's expected of them, and then we're disappointed. We're mad at them. They don't raise money. Something's missing. You getting it now? Are we on the same page here a little bit? Right? A little bit in the book, but I'll take it quickly, but there's kind of 4 stages of governance. But if your board's not engaged, I won't mention who, but I had a actually meeting with a board chair. I do a lot of board assessments. Had a meeting with a board chair. And I had to tell this board chair how his members described how he ran a board meeting. True story. I said, one word, summarize how they feel you run a board meeting. He said, what? I said, torturous. Torturous. How inspired are they when they leave to raise money? How many people have a formal process for reappointing people on the board? Most of you, right? How many people are like, oh, I don't know, what am I going to do? His term is up. Have you ever had that? Right? I don't know what to do. The term is up. We reappoint, well, yeah, but he's Harriet's neighbor. We'll put him on the board another year. He was horrible for 3 years, but next 3 years, he'll do better. Forget about that, but, here's the job of an executive. How many of you are CEOs in this room? Okay. Here's my opinion of one of the key jobs a CEO needs to do. And I can say this, because I've not been a consultant all my life. I probably have worn many hats, which is why I have no hair on my head. I've been the president of 2 major medical centers. I've been a corporate executive with a publicly held company, president of my own firm, and president of a healthcare foundation. And that, you know what, ever lose your train of thought if you forget what you were? It'll come to me, just bear with me here a second. Is that we do not find out what is special about each person in that room. We just, okay, fine, we just got Jonathan Pearson on our board. Great. And as if that's the end point. What we got to do is find out what is it about him that ticks. What's his timeline? What can he do for us? If you were on my board, I got to get to know. What's your first name? Norma. I got to find out what can Norma do? It's our job to find out about each board member and find ways of engaging them so they feel like they're leaders in the organization. You know, we have all this founding stuff, we have fiduciary responsibilities, you know, we all took on strategic roles, sound like businesses. You know, and it's important to be on the audit committee, but trust me, you're not waking up in the morning excited to get there. It's not like, oh, great. You have to tap into each other's potential. We get too caught up in handing out job descriptions. Don't cross this is your job, this is my job. And then we wonder why they're not engaged for us for fundraising. Where am I at time, Jonathan? Jonathan, a few more, 5 minutes?
Couple minutes.
Okay. Am I getting it someplace?
Yes.
I've done, I won't even say it because it's close to this area, where I interviewed 7 members of a board. I asked them what their vision was. 7 people had 7 different answers. Swear to God, true story. 7 different answers. Well, if you're going in a different direction, I mean, I could go on for hours and hours. So I'll kind of close and we'll do the panel discussion. Very passionate about this stuff, but to untap your philanthropic success, you have to actively engage your board, and it takes work to do. Don't just expect because now they're on the board. You gotta find a ways to engage them and have them become leaders in your organization. Each one has something to offer. Find out what it is and then tap it. Number 2, make sure that your leadership is inspirational and passionate. It's your job to inspire people. Make sure you're also holding people accountable for the performance. Number 3, it's most important, and it's amazing to me. I've seen so many organizations have a strategic plan, and there's 2 things missing. It's not strategic, and it has no plan. I swear to God, I can't make this up. I look at it, I go, they said, we want you to review our strategic plan. And I look at it, I read it. What do you think? It's horrible. It has nothing to do. Your organization, the vision, you know, we get mission and vision confused, right? People use them interchangeably. You know, mission is why you exist, vision is where you're going. If we don't have a living vision, if you don't believe the vision where you're going, the vision, you have to believe it. We get all caught up in the crocodiles, the fundraising space, the reports, the Department of Health, everything else. You have to believe where you're going, and your board's got to be passionate behind it. When that happens, they're engaged as a board, and board meetings don't last 3 hours, and don't go off subject. And your leader and your board chair is on the same page. And you have a vision that you believe in, not just words on a shelf. And you change your concept from tin cup theory to the investment theory. And you start talking about the difference in the lives you make for others. You will truly untap your philanthropic success. Thank you very much.